Alright, so Christmas came early this year, and not for the reasons you may think. I've been suffering through the Mirage F1C grind so you don't have to. So this is my gift to you early. It's easy to make a plane look good on YouTube, so I'm not going to do that. Everyone needs to understand what they're about to get into if they choose to grind the F1C. To say I'm disappointed in the F1C is an understatement. I've been patiently waiting for this aircraft like a true fanboy. For any of my subscribers that have been watching the content for a while, you know I like French planes. For anyone new stopping by the channel, hey, I love French planes. But it looks like France has got screwed yet again. It happened with the Intendard, the Mirage 3C, the Mirage 3E. So my question is, why can't France have nice things, at least in aviation? It had Magic 2s on the dev server, but no, we couldn't keep those. We couldn't keep those at all. We don't want French planes to be too good, right? Okay, so I'm rubbing my temples right now. I know you guys can't see that. My head hurts. But, alright, I know you came for an honest review, so let's get serious. Alright, so the F1C has many problems. I'm just going to go by category just to keep things organized. I'll cover the flight performance, the radar, the weapons, and some general impressions. Finally, I'll wrap it up with some solutions, since I'm not one to crap on something and then, fly away like a pigeon. I just don't like doing that. Okay, so for performance. On the dev server, I thought the flight model was pretty nice. But straight stock on the live server, flying the F1C is a no-go. I know it's old news and usually anything stock is not good anyway. I mean, it's going to perform pretty badly, but the F1C stock is a new experience and torture. You get 2 Magic 1 stock, but so what? I mean, GE is the way, unfortunately, for the F1C. So flying it even now with all the performance modifications unlocked, the plane has no real rudder authority at high speeds. It seems underpowered compared to its contemporaries, and even the F4Es can outrate me in a turn. I mean, it's crazy. It also accelerates pretty badly. I mean, it doesn't have delta wings, so at least it retains energy okay. I really don't like facing jets like the MiG-21s in the F1C. The power management and acceleration issues, they kind of remind me of flying the Jaguar. It wasn't pleasant then, and it certainly isn't now. So let's discuss the radar. I expected a lot more from the Serrano 4 radar set. The one that is on the F1C in the game right now has me a little flummoxed. First off, it isn't correct. It should say Serrano 4-0 because that was the initial radar fitted to the F1C. But even if it did say -0, it would still be wrong because the F1C didn't get the MTI or moving target indicator capability until the Serrano 4-1 modification. And about that MTI, it doesn't seem to work all that well compared to a pulse Doppler set. And overall, I would say the Serrano 4 is the worst 11.3 radar set right now when we're looking at look down, shoot down capability. It doesn't always lock a target up, and when it does feel like locking a target, it often drops it. Even if the target isn't notching me, it just drops it. When I'm hit on with an enemy, it takes so long to get a lock that I often don't get time to launch a Super 530F. Moving on to weapons. About those missiles, I had high hopes for the Super 530F. On paper, it looked like a great semi-active radar homing missile, but in War Thunder practice, it isn't doing very well. I've only managed to get a handful of kills with the 530F. It takes forever to get a viable lock, and often you don't really get a solid lock. You don't get like a 100% lock. So you don't get like all those red concentric circles. And when you do launch, it doesn't always track when you launch the missile. Sometimes the 530F just comes off the rails and it just goes chasing the wind somewhere, I guess. I mean, I don't know where it's going. It takes a long time to launch the missile as well, so that launch sequence is very long. And then when it does come off the rails, it needs a few seconds to start guiding onto the target. So again, in head-ons, you're probably going to get beat. Your missile, you probably won't get it off the rails in time, and you'll just have to board, or you'll take a missile in the face. So the 530F itself is supposed to be quite advanced. It was supposed to have some pretty good ECCM, or electronic countermeasure capability, but the 530F and War Thunder just seems to bite off on chaff all the time, so looks like it's not really represented here at all. The 530F is a pulse-guided missile, unlike the Sparrows, Skyflash, RB-71s, and even the new Aspid, which are continuous wave or monopost missiles. So it looks like the Odd Duckling missile isn't performing very well. I don't really understand how Gaijin modeled it at all, but we'll see. Maybe it'll get fixed, or maybe it is performing as it's supposed to perform. And with the Super 530Fs, don't even try to use these missiles within dogfighting range. It's a disaster. You won't get a lock 90% of the time, and if you do, the 530F launches and then detonates harmlessly out in front of you. One good thing is at least you get 5 missiles, which is an improvement over the Mirage 3s, but if you can't hit anything, it doesn't really matter. You get 2 Magic 1s, 2 Super 530Fs, and a single 530, which is your best missile load. But I mean, honestly, who cares? I have better luck with the 2 Magic and single 530E and 2 30mm gun pod loadouts. I mean, if you can manage to get in close and survive the furball, it can be kind of fun. But fun will elude you in the Mirage F1C. Overall, for general impressions, I've tried multiple ways to make this plane work. I'm an average pilot, so if you want to see someone make this thing look good, this is definitely not the channel for that. I recommend Defin's video on that. He's giving the F1C his all on that, and he is an amazing pilot. He makes the plane look good, but even he doesn't like it. But I really don't have any recommendations on how to make this plane work outside of playing it passively. I really don't plan on using the Mirage F1C anymore until some changes are made, so I'm kind of out of the game for this. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is the plane isn't very maneuverable, its radar isn't very good, and the weapons are below average. But my goodness, can this thing super cruise. It really can do it with a full weapons load, full fuel, even at sea level. It's pretty cool. So you can super cruise. But that's really the only good thing about the plane. And I mean, it also looks good. I really wanted to like the F1C, but I just can't do it. At this point in time, I really can't recommend grinding this thing. Alright, so let's get to some solutions. So this plane came very, very late. I've been saying that for months. 6 months to a year ago, it should have probably come out, and it would have probably been adequate to good back then. But now it's just a meal for better jets at 11.3. I would almost rather fly anything else. First off, I don't know who talked Gaijin into putting the F1C at 11.3. It is not worthy, and it should go down to at least 10.7, but that probably won't help it because it's still going to be pulled up into 11.3 matches. It would be pretty scathing though if it ended up being down tiered to 10.3, just like the Mirage 3s, but I'm betting Gaijin isn't going to do that again. It would be the 3rd time in a row that they had to downgrade a French top tier jet. So I say just give it the Magic 2s, Gaijin. I mean, I guess they really thought it was too good, even without the Magic 2s at 11.3. I mean, I'm kind of confused. And I see some people saying, well, it was going to have Magic 2s, so they put it 11.3, but it doesn't have the Magic 2s. So why is it at 11.3? Why would you put something there because it was supposed to have that thing that it doesn't have that would have made it 11.3 worthy? I don't get that. So at this point in time, I think they just need to give it the MiG-23 treatment. Give it the Magic 2s, fix the flight model, take a look at the damn 530Fs and the radar. I mean, they might be bugged, I don't know. But like I said before, I can't recommend grinding out the F1C until Gaijin makes some changes, some big changes. Giving it the Magic 2s is a step in the right direction, but I was fooling myself about this plane. I knew it had missed its window a long time ago, and Gaijin should have just skipped it and given us the Mirage 2000 and then backfilled the tech tree later on with the F1C. So in the end, I guess France just really can't have nice things. But what do you all think? Are you trying out the Mirage F1C? Is it working for you? Or do you find that this is really too little too late and France has gotten screwed yet again? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in a future video. Thanks.